Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Alex Prezi.
I'm Nat, graphic designer.
I'm Ajay, I'm events coordinator.
I'm Amit, your secretary.
And we are about to go
Down
Down
Bacchanal
Bacchanal
Blvd.
Blvd.
Are you ready for Bacchanal, 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 Bacchanal?
So, Prezi, what made you create the Indo-Caribbean Student Association?
Well, my first 2 years here at UCF, I found myself, scrambling, trying to meet new people, meet new friends. I met a lot of people, it's a good thing. But the only group of people I never found were my people, were Indo-Caribbean people. I saw them at a few events, going to the ISA events, BSA events, PSA events, and it was cool, but we just were never really connected to each other. So junior year, this year, is when I started the process to form icsa. So I started this process back in July. I went to the OSI office and I got an inquiry about starting the club, and they had me fill out a constitution and things like that. And I got it done pretty quickly. They told me I couldn't register until the fall. Long story short, when the fall came and I went to register, they told me that they're going through a massive project, that we wouldn't be able to register new RSOs. You guys can imagine, how fierce I was at that time. Pretty disappointed because I had gained over, I think, 30 members at that time, and I was kind of lost. I didn't really know what to tell everybody. They were like, "Oh, when is the event? Next event, next event. When are we our first GBM?" Things like that, and I didn't have an answer for them because I'd hyped this up so much, and then, boom, bam, they just told me, "No, you can't. You can't have anything this semester. You have to wait till next semester."
Okay.
Do you want to talk about that we got approved today?
Oh, we did?
Yeah, we just got approved.
Yeah, approved today.
I just found out from Amit today.
Yeah.
So moving forward, literally to today, February 6th, I got the email today that everything has been approved. All the constitution, all our funding, everything we need to be official RSO has been approved. And we can officially start having, events off campus, on campus, anywhere. We can pretty much do what we want and just really spread our culture throughout UCF.
Great. Imagine a year from now we have like a birthday for us.
Aw,
1 year anniversary.
We should do that.
that would be so cute.
What?
Like a anniversary thing?
like a 1 year anniversary.
Oh,
type
right.
thing.
CSA.
February.
I really want to talk about the lack of leadership we have in our community. I look around at other communities around Florida and Orlando specific, and I see that there's a leader that someone always looks up to in their community, and I looked at ours and we just don't have that at all. So given the platform here at UCF, I feel like I can really do something in providing mentorship, leadership opportunities, and just to, empower students to do what they really want to do.
Right. I could start off by saying I joined this club because I really don't feel like I fit in to much of the other clubs, because ISA and even CSA, to me, I wouldn't consider them like the best fit for me. So that's why I think I fit in way better at ICSA. I also joined the club to meet more like-minded people to me, and be in a community with people at UCF.
Of course, people that just bring out your best interests.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you're with a bunch of people, like you have you share a background or like a nationality in some way. You share those like shared experiences.
Yeah, and it was so hard for me to find Caribbean people before this. Granted, I did find some, but it's much harder to find not being in a club, and especially for people who just move in here or just coming up to the States or just started UCF and you're looking to find friends or just feel a little piece of home again. It's so nice to be part of a club that has that flavor to it.
Yeah. On the contrary, though, like you said, you haven't really had any representation here. I come from a place in Florida that there is a lot of representation, and we're constantly getting together and celebrating our culture and our religions and our holidays. And for me, one of the reasons why I joined ICSA is to continue that. Even though I'm not home, I still have that family here that I can celebrate my culture and my religion as well.
Yeah, no, same for me. When I came here, I didn't meet a lot of like other Indo-Caribbean people. I maybe knew like one or two. And definitely, like I told myself before I leave college, I want to meet a whole bunch more people in the community. And thankfully, like ICSA gave me that opportunity. I never really had like an Indo-Caribbean friend group until like this board, so I'm happy about that. But you know, it was cool to see other people that I shared like experiences with, and again, like the way we're all brought up, you know, it was similar in that sense. And then like even from like where we all grew up, like I know people from South Florida who are Indo-Caribbean, like just having even more of those shared, you know, those common, you know, traits, it definitely helps to like grow those friendships.
I also want to talk about like how big the culture shock is. Well, it was for me when I first moved up here, because it is just like, it's not very different, but to the fact where like a part of your being is like where you're from, and especially me being from Trinidad and then moving here, it is a big difference between both countries, you know, like, but little things, but it would make you feel like alienated. So it was so nice to find a group that a lot of people are like-minded.
Yeah, no, even for like the events and stuff, you just, even like with the dia painting event, right? That's something we all share, like, you know. And I know one thing with Indo-Caribbeans, like with Guyanese and Trinidadians, we all take part in each other's religious and cultural, you know, events per year, you know. Like, I remember like going to masjid as a kid, and even like some of my Hindu family would go for Eid and so on and so forth. So I think like having that as well, it shows like how big of a community we are and how open and like kind we are to each other. And it definitely helps to like grow those relationships and those bonds.
Yeah.
I was just gonna comment on like how he brought up like the alienation moving from Trinidad to Orlando, and I was born in the United States, so I didn't move from Guyana to here, but that alienation still kind of came with me, because when talking to people who have moved from their home country to the United States for education, and we do share the same country or whatever, I feel like sometimes, like, not necessarily that I don't know what I'm talking about, but my opinion is maybe, like, not as valued because I wasn't from there. I wasn't born there or anything. So I feel like joining ICSA, I can learn a lot more about my country as well.
And that's a huge part of our club, just mentioning, because we don't want it to seem that you have to be Indo-Caribbean to join the club. It is about the appreciation of the culture of Indo-Caribbeans. A lot of people, when they hear Indo-Caribbean Student Association, ICSA, they would think the criteria to join the club is to be Indo-Caribbean. And I feel like that is like a misconception that is important that people know as well.
We are non-exclusive. You do not have to be Indo-Caribbean.
Yeah, and it's not that we excluding anybody or anything like that. We just want to give our chance to spotlight our culture and our bring-ins and values and so forth.
And I mean, if you want to learn about the Indo-Caribbean culture, obviously join, because why not? Like, where else are you going to learn about it?
Yeah, we have a Maraja events that we're planning for this semester that we'll go into a bit later. But
yes, we have a very rich and vibrant culture that nowhere else in the world really can replicate.
Yeah, I think when you talk about like the culture, a lot of people, like when I tell them I'm Indo-Caribbean, they're like, "What's that?" Like they haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
And I think like only recently, like a couple years ago, did I realize like, wow, like the fusion of Indian culture and Caribbean culture is like, it works so well together. Like, and it has been working so well for like years and years and years. Like even when you go to like weddings and stuff, and they have chutney soka and stuff like that, it's like, it's the best mixture, you know.
I
and
love
it's
weddings.
Like, yeah, it's like
it's literally just the best of both worlds.
It's the best of both worlds, because you have the Caribbean aspect and then the Indian aspect, and it's like that cultural diffusion. It's what makes everything great for us.
yeah,
And it's not even like just the culture too, like the religions, because in India there's over 200 religions there. So moving from India to Guyana or Trinidad or anywhere in the Indo-Caribbean, all of those different religions make up everyone as well. So like it's just a lot that you can learn about, not just about like the culture, the music or whatever, but also like the religion. Because for me, I was Hindu and Muslim, and I learned so much, and I do still celebrate both religions, even though I resonate with Muslim more.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because I also grew up in a multi-religion household, like Hindu and Muslim. So I would attend like Diwali events, or like or partake in like
Holy.
holy and stuff like that. And in the meantime, I'd also participate during Ramadan, attend iftar dinners and so on and so forth. So it was a great way for me to like really branch out and meet all different types of Indo-Caribbeans from both, from both sides.
Even though I'm Muslim, I've never been to an iftar dinner, so I'm excited for that event.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a fun event.
And well, I'm Hindu, so I'm excited to go to that as well. I haven't done so before, but yeah, it's part of the culture, and I feel like it's cool that I'm joining a club that we doing like different stuff like this. It gives me the chance to experience things I necessarily wouldn't. I would usually be exposed to.
Yeah, that's the biggest part about being Indo-Caribbean is the many different religions we have and to see how everyone comes together to celebrate them together. We're all really just happy to celebrate it once it involves food and a party in some sort of way, getting to hang out with people.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, the food and the party. Like, yeah, I don't know about you guys, but when like my family has events, especially my family in New York, they cook. So it doesn't matter if it's like a sad event or a happy event. They cook so much food, like chicken curry after chicken curry, they order a whole bunch of roti, fried rice and stuff, and it's like that's just the culture. It's one of the best parts of it.
And then when there's a party, you'll see the little kids sleeping on the chair with the dad's jacket over them.
Yeah. It's funny because like the other day, I saw like this meme saying how like we're those people now. We're the ones who were like up. Yeah. Okay, so like to vet you guys' like response, what do you want? What do you expect from this club, and what do you want it to become in the future?
For me, I obviously want this to go on for generations and generations. This is not a club that's gonna die out when we graduate. I hope for this to go on, after we graduate, after our siblings graduate. Hopefully one day, students from Guyana and Trinidad can come here and can choose UCF for this reason only, to be an icsa. I really want to create a strong network of students here. I want us to be able to look upon each other and look for advice, whether it's in just mental advice, career advice, pretty much anything in general.
For me, I'm a freshman, so I'm gonna take care of the club when you leave. But like, I want to move up in leadership positions, and I want to do as much as I can for ICSA because I know the benefits that it gives me, not only a community, but also like learning about the other cultures as well. And so yeah, like I want to give it my all because I'm the youngest, so I don't have siblings that are going to come here, but possibly my children might come here, and I want them to have a piece of me with them when they're here, and I can say, hey, I was a part of the first e-board, UCF, and then they could follow my footsteps, or they can even take it a step further as well. So I just want to have like a legacy here as well, and I feel like this is a very good start to a legacy.
I think that this club, I mean, again, everything you all said is correct and true. We want to go on for generations and so forth. I don't want it to become like a one year or a 4-year wonder and then it just dies off, And we have to try our best to like lay the foundation now so that when we have future people come into the board or, as you were saying, like have people from like Trinidad or Guyana or wherever they're from come into ICSA, that it's a well-oiled machine at that point.
Mm-hmm. The bar is high, the standard is set, so.
Yeah. I don't know, that's a hard question, actually, like, what I want, like, the club to become. I know I want out of the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To just meet like-minded people and share a community.
I mean, like, for the most part, I feel like everyone really just wants the club to flourish and become a legacy and not, obviously, like you said, die as we all graduate. Because at that point, not necessarily why did you do it, but could it have been done better? That way it does stay afloat and we do have it for generations to come.
Yeah, I agree. My big thing, like with this club, first of all, I don't know about you guys, but I didn't expect this to start while I was here. Because I was already in my junior year and I didn't hear nothing about a Guyanese one, a Trini one, or this one. And then all of a sudden, our PR texted me, and I was like, "Is this a joke?" Like I couldn't believe it. And then, of course, I met you guys. But what I want out of it, or what I want it to become, for me, like, I thought about making it sort of like a big picture thing. So, yes, like reach to people at UCF, but also reach to people outside of the college. So they don't like, anyone like within the community. Because I feel like with that platform, now that this is like an organization, you can reach those heights, like through this podcast, for example. Like anyone can listen, right? So I think to that extent, as well as for future UCF students, as you mentioned, like they'll come in and like Indo-Caribbean or not, they know that they can have a community here to sort of meet other people. And, if you're an engineering major, meet other engineering majors, or if you're a med major, stuff like that. Because that's something that I didn't have when I was a freshman. So I think that's what I would want it to become, something where you can come and you can just feel comfortable knowing that you have other people and you're going to get a lot out of it, both education-wise and career-wise, knowing that like you'll have, say, a mentor or other like-minded friends or friends who are within the same major as you. So in that sense, you can grow in that way.
Yeah, that goes back to my, my saying of us having no mentorship or leadership in our community. We don't really have that. We're not really connected as compared to all the other organizations I've seen. So I'm, looking forward to seeing us build that together so future generations can, have something to look forward to.
Did you guys like expect, like when you came, did you expect like this club to start while you guys were here?
This is my second semester here at UCF, and I heard about it last semester, and like there were no events, and I was like, what is happening with icsa? And then the e-board applications went out, and I was like, okay, they're having applications, let me submit mine. And I wasn't ever expecting to, one, get the position, like of course I hoped I would, but two, be able to have the opportunity to be on the first e-board of icsa and be holding a position that is going to have the legacy of like being started here. So I honestly did not even know that ICSA was a thing before coming here. I just thought about like ISA, and I thought about joining it, but like he said, like didn't ever really feel like I had fit in there because I'm Guyanese. And so yeah, I'm grateful that it is here, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to be the graphic designer for you guys as I'm a freshman, because I don't know how long I will be here, and I want to give it my all as much as I can.
I as well did not think that we would have had this club up and running. Well, I always knew it would have been up and running, Shout out mom and dad and my little brother for the inspiration to start the club, but I didn't really think that we would have had an Indo-Caribbean club here at my time.
No. When this club was first like started, I was so ecstatic about it. Like I told my family about it, and I'm like, this is happening. And I was like, I honestly didn't think that this was gonna happen while I was here, but now that it is, it's like it's cool to see that like everyone like gives it their all and they want it to be that successful.
Yeah, you have to be persistent.
Yeah,
with it. And I mean, shout out to President, like
Prezi.
He's who made it happen. So
Yeah, I must say, last semester I was very happy when Alex reached out. I think the first time I talked to Alex was at probably one of my events that I was having.
Tehran.
Yeah. And he was like, hey, we from ICSA. And I was like, oh, it's ICSA. And then he was like, oh, yeah, this club and stuff. And we're going to have stuff on campus. You should come by and check us out. And I was like, all right. And then I came to the first Dia painting. I think that was the first event you all had too as well. And I was like, oh, well, this is really nice, Like, it was much better than, because, I mean, I don't want to, like, bash them. Maybe you'll cut this out. But, like, I just didn't really feel like CSA... Like, I've been to CSA events and stuff like that, and it just did not feel right, I think that's fair and right, because we could make it into what we want and exactly for what we want to represent and stuff, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We could coexist, They keep on doing their own thing, and we'll have it our way.
Big shout out to other organizations though who have DM'd us on Instagram and stuff, willing to collaborate with us. We couldn't have done some of our first events without you guys, so big shout out to you guys.
Yeah, no. Actually, so the first time I met Prezi, I met you in the library and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like we just got things going. Like I just remember
we sat there for like hours.
We sat there, yeah.
brainstorming ideas of what we should do, how do we want to run it, how serious we want it to be, how we're like gonna keep personal lives and stuff out of it, keep it professional.
I remember being so invested that I would send you documents, like the steps to get approved
Yeah.
and stuff. And finally, like today,
Literally today at like after my health sciences class, I literally got the phone call like, oh, you guys are officially approved. You guys can check yourselves out on Night Connect.
yeah, to see it on Night Connect was definitely
Yeah.
like put a smile to my face.
Yeah, that's huge.
All right, guys. Now we're going to take a trip down memory lane of all the funny stories that we have of ICSA already.
Right. So the first one that could come to mind was we recently had our first mini social at Blaze Pizza. It was an overall success, all except for one part of it where we had an individual who got into a heated altercation. He was Tobagonian, and he was arguing with some Guyanese people as to whether it's chicken curry or curry chicken. And he felt very strongly about it, and we kind of had to like step into like defuse the situation. But it was like really funny to see. I was like, God damn it, we couldn't have one event without somebody fighting for something,
It was a proper way to introduce the club.
Yeah, it was started with a bang for sure.
I didn't think that of all places,
Yeah,
Blaze Pizza would have been the one.
And,
And I remember it, bro. Like we were talking, and then all I heard was them shout up and stuff. And I was
yeah.
like,
We started shouting over everybody. And we were like,
Yeah.
oh, like in Blaze.
and I was like,
Crazy.
yo, this is my cue.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
Alex
cute.
left. Alex. Amit left like right after. As soon as he heard the guy shout, and he was like, "All right, guys, have to go now."
Oh, no, I was there then.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I think you
Yeah.
left.
No, I
No,
left.
no. You left right
left.
before that happened.
Yeah,
Damn.
You left right before, and he was like getting up, almost ready to leave, and then the guy started shouting, and he was like, "All right, yeah, I'm out. I'm out now."
To be fair, you, me, and Haley talked about like stew chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, too.
I
Yeah,
said that, and then I didn't expect the two of you to be like, "What do you mean?"
No, but like, okay, so you see, and this is one thing that is like interesting about the club is like, I feel like it's okay to have banter between each other. I mean, obviously Trinidadian.
We just
and
had banter.
Chinese people like.
yeah, she just fought me like for 5 minutes on chicken curry versus
I
curry
heard
chicken.
that.
There will be I will not comment on that, but
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's good to like joke around with each other and stuff, but like take it too seriously, and then
Yeah.
it becomes not fun.
Yeah. Never
Yeah.
take anything to heart.
It's fun to
No.
tell them about chicken fry and chicken
Chicken
stew.
like it's too, yeah.
Stewed chicken.
No comment. Yeah.
Wait. We say stewed chicken and chicken curry, but they say curry chicken and
Stew chicken.
stewed chicken.
No chicken stew. You say
No,
chicken.
we
No, we say-
mocking him.
Oh,
yeah.
no, because we say stewed chicken, but curry chicken. No, we say stewed chicken, but chicken.
She got confused.
All right.
I thought you were serious about that. I thought you were like, you guys really say chicken stew?
Yeah, I was like, wait, no. Say chicken stew? What?
That's so
That's
like
crazy.
backward.
What?
I guess it's
Chicken
the
stew?
same.
No.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I was like,
It's backwards, right?
no,
very
No, it's
backwards.
not, bro.
I
is
agree.
very
it's
backwards.
It's very backwards.
I wonder if some other things are backwards
but
as well.
chicken
Right.
curry is authentically correct.
I told you, is it Steph Curry or Curry Steph? Yeah, I said Steph Curry.
What?
See? Is it fried chicken or chicken fry? You answer that. We'll agree
What
to
about-
disagree.
What about barbecue chicken?
That's a sauce.
Oh, like,
Just like
What?
buffalo chicken, that's a sauce.
What?
What?
what you mean that's a sauce?
Like buffalo is the sauce on the chicken.
Yeah, but everyone says buffalo chicken, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I don't hear chicken buffalo.
I don't know.
All I know is
All I know is that in every other chicken, you usually describe the cooking or the flavor, and then the adjective, and then the
a noun.
noun. Yeah. So
Well,
I don't know.
we go back to our roots in Guyana and don't change things up.
No comment.
No comment. I'm not fighting you again.
Yeah, waiting for the episode where we start to talk about cricket.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't wait.
Yeah, stay tuned for that one, guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
stay
yes.
tuned for that one. Go in here at the end. So pass
Yeah.
it on to you now, because I know you have a story with the interview process we had.
So, our VP Haley and I interviewed about like 5 or 6 people, and maybe half of them were, let's just say, not fit.
Not fit. What do you mean by that?
I mean, if you're hiring a graphic designer, you want them to use ChatGPT.
Right, right.
So, we had an interview, right? And I told this guy to make a mock flyer.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than make a mock flyer, he made a mock logo for icsa. And matter of fact, I can probably show it. This logo was very obviously
Yeah.
ChatGPT. From the moment I saw it, I'm like, dog, this guy cannot be serious. Like, there's no way.
Like, what about it?
Was the spelling correct or?
It
You know how with ChatGPT, like, I've noticed this, like at the bottom, or like with words, they tend to like mess it up.
yeah, they blur
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
They blur it out, yeah, or something. So this one at the bottom, you could see it, and I'm just like, bro, like. And the funniest thing was, prior to this interview even started, Haley and I were talking, and she's like, I was just gonna go in there, ask him one question about it, you know, like not go all whole bad cop, interrogate the guy.
Oh.
Haley, he turned bad cop. He is like, I'm gonna hone in on this. He made like 3 questions. What software you use? Show me the software you use. Show me. And the funniest thing about this person is they showed us they can, in fact, work in graphic design.
Right.
So I'm like, how are you gonna say you work? And from his application, this guy didn't even put he had experience in graphic design. So I'm like, how are you gonna apply and say you don't have any experience? I like put nothing.
Right, right.
So from the moment he applied, I was skeptical. But that logo, that's what gave it away. But thankfully, we have an amazing graphic designer here.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to our logo.
Shout out to our
Shout out
logo.
to our logo.
To our logo. But yeah, no. So it wasn't gonna work. And about 3 of our interviews came like really late. One person came 25 minutes late. 25 minutes late. And I was like, what? This is an interview, you don't run a coolie time here. Like, I tell you 12 o'clock, you don't come 12:30.
Right.
So, yeah, and it was just, like, this one person, they came in, and they were like, they said how, one, they couldn't even attend our events. And I'm like, how are you not going to attend our events? Like,
Yeah.
Be
What
on the board,
position
but
do
not
you remember?
attend our events.
Do you remember
So-
what position that was?
graphic designer. I'm not going to lie to you, it was the graphic design people that had it.
Damn.
Yeah, because I would also like to say, and make it evidence on this podcast, we had 2 interviewing groups. It was Amit and Haley, and it was me and Liana.
Yeah.
And all of the people that you guys interview, well, a lot of the people that you guys interview were bad, and the people, and we kept sawing like on the notes that, oh, this person did this, showed up late, and like marking on all the wrong things they did. So like we were like, damn, we really need to like lock in for the interview process. And we interviewed Natalie, and we also interviewed Tiffany. And I'll give you all a story on Tiffany shortly.
Yeah. For us, it was definitely like I honestly expected our interviews to go longer, but we had one guy who it took 5 minutes, and that's not a good thing. That's not trust me, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing because we denied him first from Treasurer because the interview it didn't work out. And when he interviewed for fundraiser, and this is what I don't understand. We asked this guy a very simple question, like we want you to elaborate. We asked him, he was interviewing for fundraiser. How would you promote relationships with our sponsors? And this chap said, I'll talk to them. Just like that. Just like that. And I'm like, bro.
I'll talk to them.
I'll talk to
I'll
them.
talk to them.
I'm like, bro, like,
Wow.
don't, but like, gosh. like, come on.
That's how bad of an answer that was.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I did not, like, even before, like, we interviewed that said graphic designer, I literally right before, I was telling my parents, I'm like, I think we got a scamp on my hand. Like, I didn't expect this to happen here, but it was definitely something.
Yeah, and I mean, again, me and Liana only interviewed 2 people, and one was Natalie, and then the other one was Tiffany. And we before going into the interviews, because we were the last to interview you guys, they had already finished like all of their interviews. So we like, all right, we need to be like hard on these people, you know. And I was talking to Liana before both interviews, and we were like, all right. At this point, I don't think we'd interview you as yet. We were interviewing Tiffany, and we were like, Liana, so you'll be good cop and I'll be bad cop, and you know, like really holding down on the questions. I'll ask some hard questions, you ask some easy, friendly questions. And we were interviewing Tiffany for treasurer, and we had finished all of like the important hard questions, and we were just asking like some general questions. Keep in mind, I'm Trinidadian, Liana is Guyanese, and Tiffany is Trini as well. And we asking Tiffany, all right, so tell us what's like your favorite Caribbean saying. And Tiffany proceeds to tell us, she was like, oh, well, I think my favorite one has to be, it's not horn if you don't take it on, right?
Oh.
And on our interview, I was like, that's the craziest thing to say ever. So me playing bad cop, well, immediately I just bust out laughing, right? I was like, that's an insane thing to say, right? But the greatest part about it was I was like rolling on the floor laughing, but Liana didn't understand because she don't understand what horn means, right? So Liana was like, oh, well, I see Ajay really like that one, but I don't quite understand. So I was like, all right, Tiffany, please go ahead and elaborate on what that means. And well, for those who don't know, horn is another word for cheating. So, so the Trini saying is not cheating if you don't like pay attention to it, I guess. Terrible saying, not a great saying at all. Yeah. And then she proceeded to follow up with, in Trinidad, it's your man, but the Y is silent.
So it's our
Our man.
our man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the craziest thing I ever did on an interview. But yeah. Yeah, and both of the people on the board now, so you know.
It worked out.
Yeah.
I actually
It worked out for her.
there was one interview that Haley and I had. We had 2 interviews that day. It was like one at 12, one at 3. So prior to the 3 o'clock one, I went out to get lunch with my parents, and I came back to my house and I was locked out. I couldn't get it because I didn't have my car. Like the garage door, it wasn't working. So I texted Haley and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, you may be on your own on this one.
Yeah.
And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I got locked out. She was like, she thought I was joking, and I was like, nah, bro. Like, I'm legitimately outside my house, and I was like, bro, I had McDonald's. Like, I brought McDonald's home, and I'm like, I'm about to eat the McDonald's and like go on camera for this interview outside my house. But thankfully, my dad saved the day, came in, and we got it done. It was funny because you know what? When we were doing the interview process, we did every single one over Teams.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like we were like Haley and I were so professional about it because we actually had like we would come on half an hour before.
Mm-hmm.
And like I would have like a dual monitor and I'd have it like on the right side, and I didn't think that it was gonna be so studious.
So what do you mean by that?
Like
So
'cause
professional?
professional. Like Nitesh told me the other day. He's like, bro, I thought you two were like I was scared of you two. I'm like, oh, I'm like, bro, really? He's like, yeah, bro. The first time I met you, I was like, oh god, it was that bad. And I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
It's a good little motto to have.
Yeah, and I mean, we had a real mirage of questions too that we had from them. We kind of like nitpick based on position because I mean, graphic designer have different questions than treasurer, of course. But we had like the general fun questions, and then we had like hard nitty gritty.
Yeah. I made sure to have some, half and half questions there, so people knew that, we weren't just
Yeah.
serious. We were having fun as well.
Yeah. The funny thing is, actually, I meant to say this. So when we were picking for the graphic designer, we were initially going to pick 2. But you and Leanna were assigned to 2 people. Haley and I were assigned to 2 people. So the initial consensus was that, okay, Haley and I are going to pick our favorite from these 2 people. And you two pick your your favorite.
Yep.
And after the 2 people we interviewed, we gotta change it up.
Yeah.
Like we can't in our right mind pick any of these 2 people that we just interviewed.
And not only that, right? The 2 people we had for graphic designer, you were one, and then the other person just never showed up. Never showed up.
Really?
No
Yeah,
response,
no
never
response,
showed up.
nothing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. I mean, luckily for us, most of the people responded. Like we would text them like, "Hey, when can you schedule?" And they responded like right away.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I was like texting, I think you and Leanna, because I think you thought that you were interviewing me. And so I was trying to schedule with you. And then it was just back
It was
and
back and
forth
forth.
between you two. And I didn't even know what to think going into my interview because, I mean, I thought I was interviewing with you and then you and Leanna, and then it was Leanna and AJ. And then Leanna was a bad cop and AJ was a good cop for me. And it was different than, I guess, the interviews that he played for other people.
I would look at the document that Leanna had made with like the responses and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I was surprised because I would see like even for you guys, you like heavily like it was a heavy comment. Like every single one of us, everyone was like a heavy comment, like a full description. And
Yeah,
for the one-
because when I saw you guys' description, oh, this person was late here. Oh, this person looked like he just came out of the shower. Oh, this person was like completely denied. And then I was like, oh my God, I can't just put, oh, she was good, she should get the part. I really have to like describe it.
Yeah.
As to like,
I hope all good things are put down
it
for
was,
me.
and the
it
crazy
were.
thing was for both you and Tiffany, it was just like stellar across the board.
Yeah.
There's nothing, y'all didn't show up late, y'all were punctual, y'all were prepared for the interview, you answered all the questions excellently, you had experience in the field. It was really nothing that made it bad for any of you. And that's why I felt bad because I was like, these guys are having like the worst time interviewing
worst
people.
luck, yeah.
And I was like, there's no way that we just have nothing wrong with you all. So I made sure to put that you all satisfy all the criteria that we were looking for.
Yeah.
I know. I went to look back at the document. You guys would tell me, go, you just did your interview, and I would go back and look at the document to review, and I would see, no. I'm like, well, what are we gonna do here? We're down to one graphic designer.
Yeah.
We were originally having two. We had to.
We had 4 graphic designers apply, and the only one that was great was
I mean, it would be nice to share the responsibility with someone, but like ultimately, like I'm happy that you guys did choose to go with me rather than conduct interviews again and then possibly someone better comes along and then I don't have the position anymore. But yeah.
It would have been an injustice to you to pair someone up with you who is not literally
Oh yeah, if I had to do
capable.
their work on
Yeah.
top of my work, I'd rather just have have one person do the
not capable of doing their job. So we just decided ultimately to go with one.
Out of curiosity, if you didn't get graphic, what would be like another position you'd be open to?
Honestly, any of like Prezi.
when you
And I
leave-
talked to him.
When
I
you leave,
talked
you
to
know
him
who's
about
taking your
this.
position. Watch your back.
I talked
Convince
to him
him.
about this. He said I can't run against him next year, but we'll see about that. Nah.
Closing it off.
But VP, historian, and treasurer and secretary, I feel like those are the ones that are general. You don't have to have like a certain skill set to apply for. So I feel like I could do any of those positions, but aside from that, like I know I could not do what AJ is doing.
I think I was born for my position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could not do
I'm
that.
so,
Or like Nitesh, like he has so many hookups. I can't.
So many what? What?
He knows.
Hookups like
Because we know what?
Nitesh knows so many people. Like in that
He knows
set
so many people. Oh.
that I couldn't do it. I couldn't fulfill the position better than what he does. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for you, we were trying to do 2 events coordinators, right?
Yeah, we were trying to do 2. So at first, I'm not sure because I was kind of hired, like almost like
yeah,
I'd be
Ajay.
towards
you
the
were, like,
beginning.
appointed.
I picked
Yeah.
Ajay the day after. No, when did I appoint you? The day
The day after
after the event. You talked to me and I said, "Yeah, you can have the position." And I said that because I saw the event you threw at Tehran and it was pretty successful, and I was like, "Well, no one else that's gonna apply. I guarantee no one else that's gonna apply has done something like this. So this is probably one of the best chances we're getting. So I'm gonna take it."
and I mean hopefully the person who takes your spot whenever you resign can do it as good as you.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, we have big shoes to fill. So whoever is
Yeah.
coming on the board next semester after that, there's big shoes to fill.
And why we have big shoes to fill? Because we have so many events planned for this semester.
and going
Um,
forward too, yeah.
Yeah, going forward as well. But this semester alone, so far we have, I think, close to 10 events planned that will be rolling out very soon. It'll be happening. The next event that we have will probably be the first GBM
After the GBM, more than likely it'll be the iftar dinner.
GBM. So essentially, GBM is next, and then iftar dinner, and
Yeah.
then maybe after that we do
Pagua.
culture night.
Culture night, and we'll fit in Pagua somewhere around there. When is
March 14th.
March 14th?
Well, that's
Yeah, we'll collaborate with. We'll
Mhm.
reach out and collaborate with ISA on
Yeah.
that. Tag along with them.
right.
And back to the positions though. So there was, I don't think you know this. So there was one position that no one applied for.
Which was?
Can you guess?
Procurement officer.
Procurement
What?
coordinator.
Assistant.
Procurement.
Assistant. Was it
Procurement.
assistant?
No, procurement. It was procurement coordinator.
What do
Okay.
they even do?
They pick up supplies and they go to Sings to pick up the food, and no one
Yeah.
applied.
Oh.
Any
No
of
one
our,
applied.
if we had to pick up supplies like literally anywhere in Orlando, we would designate somebody to go and do that, and would give them like a gas card for their
You know
gas
what?
money.
I will do that if I get. Actually, never mind. I have a bad car curse of getting hit, so I don't want to do that.
Alright.
Yeah, no one applied for that.
yeah. Which
I
is
mean,
very
driving in
surprising.
Orlando is crazy.
Very surprising because we know how West Indian people love their cars, so
Yes.
it's a
Yeah.
big shocker there.
Hey, we'll put it out there right now. If any of you guys want to be our procurement coordinator,
Yeah.
pull up.
Procurement officer.
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 Yes, we will.
Eventually, it'll be procurement manager.
Yeah, manager, yeah. All right, guys, to close, we're going to do some rapid fire questions. Trinidad versus Guyana style.
What is the name of the famous Trinidadian musician who is credited with creating chutney soca music?
And the answer choices?
Sundar Popo, Marshall Montano, Ravi B, Super Blue.
Isn't Ravi B?
Sundar Popo.
Yeah, it's Cinder Popo because Ravi B is Guyanese.
No, he's not.
No,
He's not?
No,
Trini.
he's not. no, he's not.
Sundar Popo, right?
Isn't it Cinder Popo?
Yeah, yeah, I was like,
He took offense to that question. That answer.
Wait, so who is Guyanese then?
Terry Gajraj.
yeah.
Hey, get that man out of here. Get that man out of here. Isn't
Nobody.
it Cinder Popo though?
Yeah, it's been Sundar Popo.
You can go with your question.
All right. What does BR and CR mean?
ER and
I'll give it to you in a sentence. Or a scenario. So, say my kid is acting up and I tell them, "Do you want BR or CR?" And each letter for B or CR, they all stand for something. So, what do you think it stands for?
I got nothing.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And-
The child is misbehaving.
Yeah.
Something with a beating.
Something with beating.
Something
yeah,
with beating.
Some of the licks.
All right. So, it's Bruckras and Cutras, which is, yes, a beating. It's like basically saying, like, do you want the back of the hand or you want the front of the hand?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
All right.
Right. Next one is, what is the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago? Tassa drum, steel pan, tabla, or conga drum?
The steel pan.
I think it's a steel pan.
Steel pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only say that
That was
because
a good one.
Haley been telling me about steel pan.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. Haley.
Haley,
Shout
you
out
gave it
Haley with
away.
the steel fan, yo.
I mean,
Yeah,
steel pan
on
is like
her,
the only one
um,
that sounds Trini to
Yeah.
me.
On his ICSA thing, the fun fact about her is that she played
plays
over
steel
10
fan.
years as a steel
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
That too.
Or
Alright.
5
You wanna go
years,
yours?
I don't
No.
know.
Yeah. So, what is the national animal of Guyana?
A jaguar.
Jaguar.
Do you know it?
No.
Did you know it? I saw.
The only reason I know that is because of the cricket. The cricket
The
team,
jag-
they have a jaguar on there, right?
The Amazon Warriors.
No, they're the Amazon Warriors. Our cricket
no,
team.
they don't have a
No,
Jaguar.
who's that? The football team? Some.
Football?
I think there's a team that has it on there. That's the only reason I,
I
know
said
that.
jaguar because I saw a TikTok the other day of a dude getting chased by a jaguar. So.
It was a jaguar, right?
Yeah, it's a Jaguar. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay,
a
okay.
all right.
Is that not there on the cricket team?
No,
The
no.
Warriors?
They're the Amazon Warriors. Theirs is like isn't theirs like a cross or something? No, like I don't know. It's a weird design.
All right.
Check.
The last question is, what is the meaning of the term liming in Trinidadian culture?
Go ahead.
Party, right?
Yeah. Like getting together.
Oh,
What?
Wait,
No.
I'll give you guys some answer choices. Is it A, type of dance, B, relaxing and socializing with friends, C, preparing traditional lime flavored food, D, taking part in carnival parades?
Okay, so it's either B or D. Personally, I'm gonna say B because I feel like liming can be used in very many different contexts, and D would be one of those contexts, but you're also like still hanging out and socializing with other people while you're like vibing for carnival.
I think it's B.
You agree?
Yeah, B.
Yeah, you guys are correct.
All right, C. We know your Trinity culture.
So my last question is how many countries board Guyana, and bonus points if you know which countries.
Venezuela.
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 Don't know.
Well, let's start with how many countries do you think boards?
Wait. It's
3.
on the end. 2? 3? 2. I'm gonna go 2.
I guess it's 3.
Okay.
Oh, what is the other
So
country?
one is
Because Venezuela
Venezuela.
is correct.
I'm gonna go Venezuela and Brazil.
It's not 2.
It is.
Venezuela.
Go see it.
Venezuela.
See it, bro.
Go ahead, you go. Get to it.
Venezuela.
No, don't say it. I'm gonna get it.
Wait, let me look it
Go ahead.
up.
What do you think is Venezuela and what else?
I don't know. I didn't do geography.
I'm gonna get this. Venezuela and
Oh, so Trinidad education.
is it Suriname?
That's one.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. It is Brazil.
Yeah, see,
Brazil.
3.
See, I knew it. 3.
I know it.
Brazil, Venezuela, Suriname.
Okay.
That I'll stack the countries.
Yeah.
Shout out.
She put out a geography question. Come on now.
You guys
Yeah.
still got it correct.
I asked what is liming.
Yeah, come on, man. Everybody.
Y'all should know what
Should we-
BRCR is.
Man,
I'm sure y'all have gotten it.
I didn't know it till you told me about
Should
it.
I
and I'm
ask-
Guyanese myself.
My mom used to just ask me to just bring a belt, and from the time I hear that, I was like, oh god. And then
should I
grew up.
ask one hard question to see if they can get it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In what year did Trinidad and Tobago gain independence from British rule? Is it
Easy.
A, 1956, B, 1962, C, 1970, or D, 1966?
What were the answer choices?
1956, 1962, 1970, 1966.
I think they gained before us. Because Guyana was 66.
Read me back the
1956, 1962, 1970.
Okay, you can stop there.
62, I'm going to say.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with 62.
Yeah, no way.
Well,
Well, I take win.
there you guys won, I
yeah,
guess.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
The 1962, yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in so much for the first episode, our pilot episode. UCF is about to kick us out, so we've got to head on out of here. But you guys stay tuned in the future for our episode next week, which is going to be called
Caribbean College.
Caribbean to College.
Catch us on Spotify at Down Bacchanal Blvd with icsa.
And follow us on socials.
Shout out to our sponsor, Sing's Roti Shop, for sponsoring this episode.
And thank you guys for joining us down Bacchanal Boulevard. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.